And thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR HaLacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Friday, June 5th, 13th day of Sivan. Here we go. I hope you're not getting tired of hearing these interesting coronavirus halachas. Here's another one for you today. This is how it works for me in my neighborhood, and perhaps for you and yours. As I walk to my backyard minyan, I pass a few backyard minyanim, 10 men here, 10 men there, in a bunch of different backyards. And let's say this, for instance, happens to you. Here we go. Let's say tomorrow, it's Shabbos, and you have a lovely neighborhood with 3 backyard minyanim. Your minyan finished, and you're walking home. And let's say some minyanim are lucky enough to have a Sefer Torah, so there's Torah reading, and you hear the Torah reading from another backyard minyan as you're walking home, and you're considering ignoring that Torah reading because you're not part of that minyan. Walk on home, kind of put the Torah reading out of your brains and minds and ears, because anyway, you might have heard it already in your previous minyan and you just want to walk past. Okay, the question is, are you doing something wrong when walking past a minyan that's reading the Torah? So let's have fun. Let's go right to the Shulchan Aruch. So the Shulchan Aruch says in Siman Kuf Mem Vav, Asor latzeis ulahaniach Sefer Torah kishahu pasuach. It is asor to leave a Sefer Torah that is open, Torah's being read, and you're just walking on by. That's prohibited. It's just not nice to do. Aval bein gavra legavra, but between one aliyah means one man and another, which means between aliyahs, shapir dami, then it is okay to walk on by. Now, I understand that this doesn't fully address our situation. This is just showing us that the Shulchan Aruch clearly paskins that walking away from an open Sefer Torah where they're reading the Torah is not considered proper. But now let's consider a Mishnah Berurah, also in that same spot, who says these words. This is the Mishnah Berurah. Asur latzeis, val ze nemar, he's quoting a Gemara in Brachos here, which is quoting a pasuk in Tanakh, which says, "Ve'ozvei Hashem yichlu." Those who leave Hashem, they should be finished off. Umetargaminan, and we translate to mean udeshava koraisa. Those who leave the Torah, Dashem of God, yishtitzun. They should be like scattered, dispersed, ended, or bad things should happen to people who leave the Torah. Now watch what the Mishnah Berurah adds here. Va'afilu ika asara datsaisi l'sefer Torah. Even if there are 10 people in that minyan that are paying attention to the reading of the Torah, v'gam hu kvar shama kriyas Torah basara, and our guy who's walking by already heard kriyas Torah with 10, afilu hachi asur, nevertheless it is asur for him to abandon the reading of the Torah. Okay, so you see what's happening here, right? The Mishnah Berurah is saying, even if you've already heard the reading of the Torah, and even if you have already, and there's already 10 people there to hear the Torah, so it's not so bad what you're doing. There's a minyan, I heard Torah, afilu hachi asur, it's still asur. But this still doesn't fully address our question, because I'm not really in their minyan, and I'm not really in their shul, and I'm not really leaving the Torah, I'm just walking by. So I found a beautiful discussion about this on Watch Me Here. I'm going to my email from a halacha sent out by the OU, which says this. The poskim, you could read along while I'm showing this to you. There are poskim who discuss if this applies to an Ezras Nashim. I'm in the Ezras Nashim, which is sort of separate from the rest of the shul, so now can I walk out? So there is a reason to be lenient because the Ezras Nashim is a separate area. But there is a reason to be strict because sometimes people in the Ezras Nashim are davening together with the minyan. So, poskim go either way. In this sefer called Gam Ani Odcha, there are people who go either way on the opinion as to whether I should or shouldn't be able to leave from the Ezras Nashim. But people who are completely outside the shul and did not come to hear the Torah reading at all, like me on the way home from my minyan as I'm just walking through and hearing in the distance some people reading Torah, it should be that I'm okay. So there is a Sefer Meir Oz who discusses this, and he says that if you stopped to listen to the reading, it's possible that you then become connected to that because you kind of paused to be a part of it. And maybe then, if you did that, you should remain until the end of the Aliyah. But if you're just walking by and you didn't connect yourself and you didn't start listening to the Torah reading, it would seem that it would be totally allowed. So let's sum up here. What we're concluding, although that's obviously open to discussion, is that if you're walking by and you're not even connecting yourself to that Torah reading and you're not even paying attention to it and you're all done with Torah reading, then walking by that minyan that's reading the Torah would seem to be okay. Thanks for logging on. I wonder if this will happen to you this Shabbos. Maybe not. Have a great Shabbos and log on again after Shabbos for more. Bye-bye.